Okay, I want to discuss an important aspect of property transaction that many purchasers they actually play down on it, or they attach less importance to it. Yes, the money is important, getting the land or the help of an agent is important, that of your surveyor is important, that of your lawyer is important, but more importantly, or the most important aspect aside the money that you are paying should be the document that is transferring title to you. But in most times, some persons they don't attach much importance to it. Why or why did I say so? Because they they don't even read it, one, and then secondly, they don't put in effort to either get a lawyer themselves or get someone, a trusted friend, to get a good lawyer for them. They allow the vendor or maybe his agent or the surveyor to actually do the whole documentation with with any lawyer that they want. And most times or in most instances, when you allow the vendor to get a lawyer for you or the vendor's agent to get a lawyer for you, most of the clauses that are supposed to be in the document of title or the document that is transferring title to you, most times those clauses are not there, or they draft it in such a way that is not favorable to you. Like recently, I conducted a search on a property, not just one, three different properties, and he actually purchased the property from a real estate firm. And what happened? It turned out that in the deed of conveyance, which is the title document, the real estate firm, I don't know, I don't actually know who got the lawyer, but it was contained because my client was not actually within jurisdiction. So someone helped him around and the real estate firm, and they just did the whole documentations. And most times apart from him, they will advertise and tell you, oh, deed of conveyance, you're covered, you're not paying anything and all that. It's better you pay a lawyer yourself and then you get covered properly. So there are two basic things that actually caught my attention in that title document. One is the fact that the deed of conveyance, the indemnity clause, provides that the purchaser will be entitled to be indemnified that to the extent of the consideration that he paid. That is, they will pay you back the amount that you paid for the land if there are any adverse claim that turns out to be successful. How? The implication of that clause is that you are entitled to the amount that you paid. So even if it's after 5 years that they want to refund, if you paid 3 million, that they will give you back your 3 million naira. And not just that, it has to be when that adverse claim has turned out to be successful. That is, the person that is claiming the land has succeeded against them. It has turned out that they are not the true or actual owners of that land. No, the question is, what if the dispute between your vendor, it must not be the real estate firm, it can be an individual. But what if the dispute between your vendor and the uh, adverse person that is claiming lasts for 10 years? So you have to wait for that 10 years to determine who becomes successful or not. So you can see that it's not actually a favorable clause for you. And it's only maybe the court in its equitable jurisdiction or with this equitable power, they can say, oh, this person has stayed for 10 years. You can't give him 3 million for a land that he purchased for the past 10 years, paying the value of the land or paying so amount. Then the court can actually do that with its equitable power. But if you are following the content of the document, it's the amount that you pay that you will be refunded. And not that maybe if you bought a property now and you are unable to use it in the next 2 3 years because of adverse claim, that you can just run to court because your document entitles you to do so, but you are not able to do that because there is an adverse clause there. So The little advice I have is that always make sure you read through your title document. If there's anything you don't understand, get a lawyer friend or get a lawyer to interpret same for you, and it will be clarified. And but literally, just tell your lawyer to include the fact that if the title of the vendor, the person selling, turns out there is the title of the vendor, there is an adverse claim on the land, that you will be entitled to refund it to the extent of the value of the land. And then the clause too should, it's also important to include the fact that if there is adverse claim on the land, that you have that latitude to request for a refund to the extent of the value of the land as at the time that you are requesting for that refund. So that if maybe you want to, maybe that you bought a land, there is adverse claim on it, and you want to, okay, the vendor is telling you, calm down, let me clarify with the adverse person that is claiming adversely. You can exercise patience for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and anytime you fed up, you can actually come up and ask for a refund, and the refund will be done to the extent of the value of your land as at that time. So it's just like you reselling the land at that time. So this is what I have for you today. So you can simply leave us a like if you find this video interesting, and also leave us a follow as we do more enlightening legal content on this page. Thank you.